Good evening, football fans. Welcome to the Chesmont Game of the Week presented by the Sunoco Pipeline on ChesmontFootball.com. I am Mikey Dunn, joined by Carl Rudman. Tonight we got some crossover Chesmont action for you. It's the Rustin Golden Knights of the American Division hosting the Coatesville Red Raiders of the National Division. Carl, tell us a little bit about the home Rustin Golden Knights.
Well, Mikey, the Rustin Golden Knights are 3-1 this year, having beaten everyone in their path except for Westchester East, which was a two-day affair because of the rain. They're led by their head coach, Mike Sinclair. Their quarterback, Will Pileggi, is very intelligent and athletic dual-threat quarterback who can run and throw the football. 600 yards of rushing last season. They're led by their running backs, Michael Covert and Nick Madano, who will be their primary ball carriers. Sean Hopkins is a dual threat at tight end, a very good blocker, and a defensive end, good pass rusher. They don't have the typical size, Mikey, they normally do, but they're very fast and physically one of the strongest teams they've had in school history. Rustin has 5 returning starters, and they have tried to throw the ball a little bit this year, but haven't had a lot of success doing that. They are, like I said, 3-1. They are the highest-ranked Chesmont team in the 5A standings. Michael Covert has rushed for 366 rushing yards so far this year and 7 TDs. And Nick Madano has 355 yards with 4 touchdowns. Both are over, Mikey, 10 yards per carry.
That's pretty good, Carl. We're going to talk about some other players that are pretty good. The Coatesville Red Raiders after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We're back here at the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. Carl just told you about the home Rustin Golden Knights. My job to tell you about those Coatesville Red Raiders. They are 5-0, 2-0 in conference play. Carl, what are they doing? They're scoring over 47 points a game while only allowing 10. They're currently 5th in the 6A playoff standings. They can definitely move up in the standings, so their remaining opponents have a combined 19-5 record. They are coached by Matt Ortega. He is standing at 95 career wins. He's been with the school for 10 years. Coatesville, when they beat Cumberland Valley, became the first team in District 1 to 700 wins. They are, of course, led by a great trio of offensive players. They have a lot more than 3, but they're led by quarterback Ricky Ortega, running back Aaron Young, and wide receiver Dupree Bryant. Ortega, 963 yards passing, 14 touchdowns to 1 interception. Young, 519 yards rushing on 58 carries, 7 touchdowns. Dupree Bryant, 25 receptions, 530 yards and 6 touchdowns, 21.2 yards per reception. It is a high-flying offense. We talked about the big 3. They also have Dymere Miller, Shamar Hall. Just so many talented players on offense, but they also have a very speedy defense. Talking about Jimmy Limper, they got Charles Brown. So much talent on this team. Last week defeating Henderson 55-14. They are outscoring their opponents 238-53. Now last year, Carl, when these two teams matched up, it was Coatesville winning at home 49-0. But hey, they always say every year is different. What are you expecting to see tonight? What does Rustin need to do to slow down the Red Raiders?
Well, they're going to be heavy on the ball carrying with Covert and Madano, and try to, again, control the ball offensively, try to wear down the clock. Again, not committing any turnovers, try to have a clean game as they possibly can. Coatesville's going to score, so that means, obviously, Rustin's going to need to score too.
And they're going to need to take advantage of Red Raider mistakes, though, and that's probably not going to come from turnovers, as they only have 3 turnovers all season. But penalties, I feel like every time we do a Coatesville game, the one knock on them is the penalties. And their win week 4 against Shanahan, they had 12 penalties for 85 yards, and you said Rustin's going to need to run the ball. They're getting just 77 passing yards a game, but 311 rushing yards. So they're going to want to try and have some long scoring drives, eat up a lot of clock, and go out there, and they can't make any turnovers. This is a Rustin team that did something that usually doesn't get done in high school football. It's occurring more and more. They did not play a game during the first week of the regular season. They opted to play a second playoff game, give the guys an extra week of practice. Coach Sinclair said he felt that 1 week of two-a-day practices was not enough to get his team ready to play. And you usually see the first week of the season is very sloppy. Excuse me. Looking for Rustin, as you said, to try and do a lot of ball control. Coatesville, just get the ball to your playmakers. You're undefeated for a reason. They just can beat you in so many ways. They can beat you through the air. They can beat you on the ground. You can go back and watch their win over Cumberland Valley. That game is archived on ChesmontFootball.com, and you can just see Aaron Young, 179 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns on 18 carries. Ricky Ortega, he was 13 of 18 for 168 yards. He counted for 3 TDs. Dupree Bryant, 4 receptions, 78 yards. Nick Thompson, 1.5 sacks. Just so many playmakers. But this is a Rustin team that is used to being in the playoffs. As you said, they were upset by Westchester East. And I think since they had that game, they've rebounded nicely with a comeback win over Penn Wood.
Yeah, and it was a good win last week by them, winning 43-28. And Coach Slater got his boys fired up at halftime because they were down. I believe it was 16-7 at half, and they really came on strong in the second half. I think surprising Penwood as they just, they got into a great groove, and that's what they kind of need to do tonight. But Mikey, the teams are getting blown out by Coatesville in the first half, and so the key again will be for them to be able to stay in the game and keep it close in the first half, and then maybe they'll come on strong again in the second half.
And we will be back getting ready for kickoff after this playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Rustin High School. Again, it's the Rustin Golden Knights of the Chesmont American taking on the Coatesville Red Raiders of the Chesmont National Division. Two teams that are looking as though they're going to make the playoffs again. As we said, they're both perennial division champ contenders. But right now they're focused on this game. Will the Golden Knights get a win that will... They're a strong team, Carl, but that would be a win that would kind of shock Chesmont if they were able to slow down this Red Raiders machine. But as we said, they have some very talented players. Good, smart quarterback. Two strong running backs. It's going to be Coatesville getting the ball first, though. Then they're led by Ortega, Bryant, and Young. Rustin has had a couple gaffes in the kicking game when they played against Westchester East that lost. They missed a field goal and had a punt partially blocked. Said you got to play pretty much perfect football when you play Coatesville, but on any given Friday, in this case, anything's possible. As we said, they've got the talent.
Got Dupree Bryant back with Shamir Miller, Shamir Hall with the to get the kickoff, Mikey.
Shamar Hall, very talented. And we are underway. Ball caught at the 15 by Dupree Bryant. He's got room to run. He's still going up the sideline. And Carl, I don't think he's going to get caught. One man to beat. Oh, he is pushed out of bounds. Another man came up. Not the start you want if you were a Golden Knight fan, but just showing you the explosiveness of Dupree Bryant.
Yeah, you got to be strong in the kicking game, Mikey, and that was just a poor execution by Rustin giving the ball to Dupree Bryant. And, he's going to make you pay, and he did.
Yeah, shorter kick, and then the coverage just didn't seem to be there. It was partially good blocking, but also just great speed by Bryant. So here we are, just the kickoff thus far, and the Red Raiders already have a 1st and goal from the 8. Ortega takes it himself, and he dives forward, and he's going to go in for the 8-yard touchdown run. Ricky Ortega scoring on the first offensive play of the game for the Coatesville Red Raiders.
Not what Rustin wanted, is that they made him too easy for Coatesville there, and Ortega excellent at faking and running the ball himself, and he took it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, Ortega had one man to beat, and he just piled through. He's very fast, but also very strong. The extra point is up, and it is good. Highlands kick is true. Coatesville leads 7-0 with 11:42 to go in the first quarter. Carl, if you're Coach Sinclair, you got to be telling your guys, hey, that was one drive, a lot of game left ahead of us. Let's answer back with a score of our own.
Yeah, obviously they wouldn't, they don't have the dynamics to do it maybe as quickly. But again, they still have to stick with their game plan, Mikey, which is run the football, control the clock, and try to keep Coatesville off the field.
So Dupree Bryant takes the kickoff all the way back to the 8. And then Ortega scores on the first play. Now, the one thing about a team that is a primarily running team, if you fall behind, it's a lot harder to come back, Carl.
It sure is. And, it took them 18 seconds to score a touchdown there, Mikey, so that's a little bit too fast.
And that kick is going to go into the end zone, which is an automatic touchback. That's what you need to do if you're Rustin on your next kick, and you have to hope you're going to be kicking a lot because that means you will be scoring. This is a Rustin team that is led by senior quarterback Will Pileggi. He'll be handing the ball off a lot to senior Michael Covert and junior Nick Madonna. First and 10, ball on the 20. Rustin trying to answer the Red Raiders score with one of their own. A lot of movement pre-snap. It is a handoff to Colin Hurley. Does not have any room to run, Carl.
Yeah, as they faked it to Covert, and Hurley came across from his wide receiver position to grab the ball. Very short game, Mikey. In fact, they're calling it no game. In fact, it's a loss of 1 yard. make it 2nd and 11.
Second and 11, ball on the 19. We always talk about you don't want to have 0 or negative yardage plays. Good run there by Hurley. They're favoring him early.
Surprise, but actually a nice run by Colin as he picks up 6 yards and gets into a manageable 3rd and 5.
Hurley did have a touchdown reception in that loss to Westchester East. Third and 5, ball on the 25. It's going to be another handoff. Going to be short of the first down by a yard. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 1 for the Golden Knights.
Used their fullback, Mikey Owen Walsh, on that carry. And it was actually a good run, but he was unable to get the first down, and they're going to force a punt.
Walsh had 2 TDs in the win over Penwood.
Not the start that Rustin wanted, Mikey.
Good snap, no pressure from the Red Raiders. Solid kick, it takes a Golden Knight bounce. Still going to be good field position for Coatesville, but solid punt there, Carl.
Yeah, the punt Monty got out of bounds, and the key is not to let Coatesville get their hands on the ball where they have all those playmakers.
1st and 10, ball on the 35. Coatesville's opening drive of the game lasted just 1 play. Can the Golden Knights force a 3-and-out, or if you're a Golden Knight fan, better yet, a turnover? Tega drops back. Pass is complete on the far. No, it's incomplete. It dropped it. Looks like he was paying attention to trying to run before he secured the reception. That was Dymere Miller.
Yes, that's exactly what happened, Mikey, as Dymere was trying to run before he caught the ball.
Pistol formation. Handoff goes to Young. Takes the ball up to the 45-yard gain. Carl, running back like Young, I mean, he has a great yards per carry, but they get up by so much that his actual yardage total isn't as high as some of the other backs in Chesmont, but
right.
It keeps him fresher for the big games later in the season and for the playoffs.
Yeah, he can go inside, outside. That's why he's a great running back, Mike. He can do it all.
3rd and 5. Ortega drops back. Pass is complete. And that is going to be a 1st down. Pass complete to Frankie Sherman.
There you go. There's those wideouts. Frankie Sherman coming up with the big catch. Again, Ortega delivers the ball on time.
No pressure in his face. You can't give a quarterback like Ortega time. Now, if you pressure him, he might be able to get by you, but Young with the carry. He's taken to the outside, showing that great speed, breaks another tackle, still going, jukes to make another move. He's still going, finally pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Just shows you so much of what makes Aaron Young, I'm going to say, he's the best running back in southeastern Pennsylvania.
No question. That was a special move there, Mikey. And, that's a Walter Payton type move, Mikey, where you see how he juked and, he runs with like he's having a great bit of fun.
And Ortega's going to take this one himself to the outside. Gets by one man, gets by another, and dives in for the touchdown. 16-yard touchdown run, Ricky Ortega. And after 2 drives, the Red Raiders lead by 2 scores. Carl, Rustin has to be thinking, oh no, the offense is for real. This is everything we had heard about.
Well, the first drive took 18 seconds, Mikey. The second drive took 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Highland in for the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good. Coatesville leads 14-0. 9:05 to go here in the first quarter. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or call them at 610-518-5187. That's SWI, Service Wholesale Incorporated. Carl, we've seen a lot of Coatesville over the last 2 seasons. I'm honestly surprised I can still be surprised by something they can do. But did they just get better and better every week?
Yeah, Aaron Young's total on that run play was 44 yards, Mikey. Setting up the touchdown by Ortega.
The Young run, 46?
Yes.
Very impressive. This time Rustin's going to have a chance to return it. Ooh, big hit at the 25-yard line. Was that?
I believe that was number 38, Mikey.
Was that Buchanan?
Yes.
What a hit. I mean, I know it's only a few minutes into the game, but this feels like a must-score drive for Rustin. They got to get a couple first downs here. Pelleggi in the shotgun. He's going to it's a little trickeration. The pass is complete.
The quarterback, Will Pelleggi, on the reception there, Mikey.
Was that Burke with the pass? No, it's trying to catch the number.
They had so many people on that play, Mikey.
Vanskovich with the pass.
Vanskovich with the pass. It actually was a very good pass.
Trick play, good way to get your fans fired up, get your players fired up if you execute it, and they did.
It didn't look like it was going to work there, Mikey, but the throw was able to find Pelleggi open, and it was a good throw.
Pelleggi drops back. Screen pass is complete. A nice move by Madonna. Moves like Madonna on that one.
Yeah, good move by Madonna on the screen. A good play. So, 2 interesting plays in a row, but I like it, Mikey. You got to do something dynamic. It's something that Great Valley last week was unable to do at all.
Carl, I do believe that pass play by Vanskovich was for more yards than what Rustin had all of last week passing and their win over Penwood. 2nd and 2, ball on the 35. This is down and distance that offensive coordinators love. You can do anything. You can go for a deep pass, or you can just try and get the first down. And it is going to be a Rustin first down. Owen Walsh on the carry.
Owen, excellent fullback there, and showed his power again.
Nice drive for the Golden Knights thus far. We said they needed to answer with points, but this is where Coatesville's defense usually clamps down to bend, not break. But Rustin's doing what they need to do. They hit the big play, had a couple solid runs. Give their defense a little bit of a breather.
Well, the defense hasn't been on the field that much. They scored pretty quickly.
Man in motion. And it's going to go to that man who went in motion, Colin Hurley.
Yeah. And there's that clamping down you were talking about as we get no gain on that play.
Yeah, this was a Rustin team coming into the season, wanted to throw the ball more than years past. Have not been overly successful doing that, averaging under 80 yards passing a game. But against a team like Coatesville, you need to have the passing game to help open up the running game. They had that trick play. Carl, I think it's interesting. They have one receiver split out so far so far wide that they completed him. It's going to be a deep pass, but it does open things up a little bit. No room to run again for the Golden Knights.
It's on Walsh again. This time Coatesville was ready for it.
Walsh, the senior 5'10", 210-pound fullback.
In 4-down territory here, but they're going to have to come up with some kind of play here, Mikey. I don't think a run up the middle is going to do it.
Yeah, 3rd and 8, ball on the 28. I mean, as you said, I do believe this is 4-down territory, so just get some of the yards on this play, or you can try and get it all on this play, but you need a positive yardage gain. You don't want to have a 4th and 8. And they lose yards. The handoff goes to Covert, and there was several Red Raiders there to meet him, Carl.
Yeah, that's an excellent pursuit there, Mikey, as they were ready for that run play. Now they're in a situation where it's 4th and 11. And, you know, again, down 14-0. There's no reason to punt the ball here. So they'll go for it. But they need to design a play here that gives them a chance to get a first down.
Yeah, they already did a trick play, and I think their best play might be a play action, but I think Coatesville would be expecting that because they're expecting a pass. So I don't know if they'd be able to even get the pass off. They need to be in shotgun formation, I'd say. I know they want to talk it over. They want to make sure they get the right play, and they know this is a big play. The Chesmont Game of the Week is produced by 3CTVLive.com. You got a live event going on in Chester County. 3CTV Live will take you there. And the Chesmont Game of the Week is presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. That's right, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. Just a reminder, all of our games are archived on ChesmontFootball.com. If you missed when Coatesville defeated Cumberland Valley 35-19 back in Week 3, you can go watch that game. You missed last week when it was Carl Rubin and Pete Foster broadcasting Downingtown West and Great Valley. That's on there too. And hey, Downtown West and Coatesville, that happens to be the Chesmont Game of the Week next week. That's right, undefeated Coatesville hosts undefeated Downingtown West next Friday night. And the following week, it's these Rustin Golden Knights playing host to the Unionville Indians. Those two teams are always competing for the Chesmont American Division. So some great games coming up, but we have Rustin trying to come up with a great play here to convert this 4th down. .450 to go in the first quarter. Pudgy drops back. Some pressure up the middle. Throws it up. Pass is complete. Big hit right near where the first down marker was. Now the receiver was trying to run after he got hit, but where he caught that at was near the first down marker. But since he tried to keep running with it, they're going to spot him where he was running.
That's absolutely right, Mikey. And it was actually a very good design play there. Got him open. Again, a great tackle. I did not catch who made that hit, but he still kept his momentum. I'm not sure if that would have been a first down.
I want to say he was maybe
a little short.
A little short, but because he was pushed back and stayed in bounds, it's not as though he was running and his forward momentum was stopped. It was he was pushed back and then tried to run again. Low snap. Ortega completes the pass, though, to Dupree Bryant. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. Going to have to see the spot. Do believe it's going to be a 2nd down and very short for the Red Raiders. And it is a pickup of 9.
Right now, Rustin doesn't have any answers for Coatesville. There's just too much.
Oh, no, they've actually... The official
gave a first down.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looked at it and said, wait a minute, that should be a first down because
10-yard gain.
The ball was, I think, just short of the 25 when that play started, and they got it just short of the 35. Young with the carry. Jukes it to the outside, makes a man miss. Going to the outside even further, goes out of bounds. There is a late flag. Carl, he breaks tackles. He puts moves on guys to make it so he can't get touched. how do you stop a running back like this? Besides trying to go after his legs and hold him up.
Well, you don't unless you get great penetration, Mikey, and gang tackle, and they're not able to do that, and it really sets up Aaron to do his moves and run with a lot of confidence. It is coming back.
That was a really late flag. It is a holding call.
But the play did count. So
yeah, it's one of the. It's a spot of the. It's a spot of the foul.
Right.
So he already had
first
down,
so
but then they have to move him back. So first and I believe it's 3. And it is, but it's going to be a Red Raider first down. Young with the carry. As he picked up 3. Even when Coatesville gets a penalty, it's a penalty that still gives them a 7-yard gain on a play. First and 10, ball on the 46. Coatesville leads 14-0. Another fast start for the Red Raiders. This will be a big time for Rustin to force a turnover. We do have a flag. Do believe it was a legal procedure on the offense. So that'll be 2 penalties on Coatesville. We say it every time we do their games, Carl. That is their biggest area of concern if you're Coach Ortega.
Yeah, it's something I'm sure the coach harps on every week with them. They'll need to get better as they go to play these better teams that's coming up.
Ortega takes it himself after he fakes the handoff. Going to be hit. Solid tackle at the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
I believe that was Jake Wilsey that made the tackle there. It was a nice tackle because actually he had nowhere to go after that tackle.
Ortega drops back. No pressure in his face, but he still takes it himself. Tries to get whatever yards he can. You can't give Ortega that much time. Great coverage by the backs. And I saw one of the defensive backs for Rustin, Colin Hurley. He was signaling something to one of the other defenders. I don't know if they noticed something, a tendency of Coatesville's, but it was great coverage there by the defensive backs.
And this is Coatesville's first 3rd down try of the evening, Mikey.
3rd and 5. Ortega rolls out. Now there's some pressure in his face. But it's a jump pass to a wide open receiver. And that is Shamar Hall. One of the many weapons. Shamar Hall, Dymere Miller, Dupree Bryant, Frankie Sherman. It's not just the big 3, Carl.
No, but when he rolls out like that, it really creates a lot of pressure on the defense, Mikey. And again, with all those speedy receivers, they pick a spot and get wide open.
Low snap. Pass is complete to Bryant, who's got room to run. He's breaking tackles. He's making juke moves. And Carl, he is going to go in for a 32-yard touchdown. Carl, you lose words just for the skill that these Coatesville players have. Just making player after player miss.
That was just beautiful to watch, Mikey, as he looked like a gazelle out there. Somebody trying to tackle a gazelle, and it didn't even come close to stopping him.
That was Barry Sanders-esque.
Yes.
I didn't want to go another Bears player. I could have gone Gale Sayers. Extra point is up, and it is good. Coatesville takes a 21-0 lead. We'll be back after this word for the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into western Chester County and have opened our 2nd location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
We are back at Rustin High School as Coatesville has just added to their lead. They lead 21-0, and Carl, the first quarter is not over yet.
Yeah, it's taken them a little over 3 minutes of actual playing time to score these 21 points, Mikey. As that drive took a little over 2 minutes. Just outstanding football by Coatesville, just using their speed and their talent. And unfortunately, Rustin has no answer for them.
They had a nice drive going, Carl, but Coatesville's defense just clamped down. Deep kick. As that is Madonna on the return.
Late flag there on the play also, Mikey. Let's see who the penalty's on. Probably usually on the kicking team, on the receiving team.
Yeah, it's very rare you see a penalty on the team doing the kick. So block in the back.
That's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the play.
So Rustin needing points desperately, going the wrong way. First and 10, ball on the 14. Rustin looking to get their first points of the game. As we said, they had a solid drive the last time out. And that is a great job by the Red Raider defense. They just have so many players around the ball carrier so consistently.
Owen's a tough runner, but when 2 or 3 or 4 guys are right on you at the line of scrimmage, he doesn't have breakaway ability. He needs a little bit of room.
Some score updates for you. Westchester East has just taken a 14-7 lead over undefeated Downingtown East. That off a Mike Gray touchdown reception.
I believe Westchester East is 3-2 this year, Mikey.
They are. They've lost 2 in a row. They had that amazing game against Sun Valley. Run up the middle again. Met right by the Red Raider defense and a big throwdown at the end. That was Hurley on the run. Some of the Rustin faithful were not happy with the late takedown, but the whistle had not blown yet.
Yeah, it was not a dirty play as they just brought him down hard. They're really having. I think these Coatesville's just out here playing and having fun playing football.
And thus far, the Downingtown East score. Oh, Downingtown East did actually get a touchdown, but I believe the extra point was not good or it just was not updated yet.
That would tie the score, Mikey?
We'll find out after this play. It's going to be a better run there by Owen Walsh, but it's not going to be enough, and the Red Raiders are going to get the ball back again.
As we're nearing the end of the first quarter, Mikey, game completely dominated on both sides of the football and special teams by Coatesville Red Raiders.
Carl, looks like it was a Garvey Jonasaint run for Downingtown East.
Jonasaint's gotten better from last year, Mikey. He's even more of a threat.
A low line drive punt. And it's going to have a return by the Red Raiders.
It's Aaron Young.
And Young is still going. Did he stay in bounds, Carl? He
Probably
did. Aaron Young with the punt return touchdown as the clock reaches 0 for the first quarter. It was a dangerous punt because it was a line drive. It meant it was going to get to the return man quicker. And Aaron Young adds to the Red Raider lead.
For 27, Rustin Golden Knights into the point after.
What more can you say about this team, Carl? Skilled in all facets of the game as they are now 4 for 4 on extra points. Coatesville leads 28-0. It's the end of the first quarter. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. Are you in the market for a new home or have a house to sell? Contact Kim Moralia, Real Estate with Kim Passion. As a lifelong resident of the area, her expertise is focused in Chester, Montgomery, and Delaware counties. For 15 years, Kim's passion for helping her clients reach their goals always shines through, whether you are buying or selling your home. Kim is an award-winning realtor with Caldwell Banker Preferred in Exton. Check out her website, kimsellsthesuburbs.com, or call 484-368-9450. That's Kim Moralia, Real Estate with Kim Passion. Carl, Rustin's just going to need to start just trying to break out some more trick plays.
I don't know what they can do. They need to throw the football. They can't run it. They got to try something different. They have not been able to run the football. The only success they had was on the one trick pass play.
And you can't just do that every time. I think Coatesville will start to figure that out.
We're heading into the second quarter here where it's already 28-0, and you're wondering when they're going to pull their first team again.
And trying to make a big play is Madonna.
It was kind of funny, Mikey, because it looked like he was like, uh-oh, I better get away from these guys. He felt like he was running for his life there. Actually just trying to make some
just trying to
room.
make a big play.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
That was a 45-yard punt return, Carl.
Thank you. I had 40 down, Mike, but I wasn't sure. I guess with this team, you got to really watch where they grab the ball on punt returns because they can run them back.
And Oxford leading their game 8-7.
Who's Oxford playing tonight, Mikey? Do we have it on there?
They do not, but I will figure that out in just a moment, Carl.
Okay.
As we do have a break in the action, it is a Rustin timeout. Carl, there is been some talk about some of the teams trying to leave Chesmont because it's hard to compete with with the 6A schools. The 6A schools in Chesmont, Downtown East, Downtown West, Coatesville, and Avongrove. And on the one hand, it makes it kind of tough if you're a smaller school, but on the other hand, it allows us to see these talented teams just going up against one another. As we said, next week, Downtown West travels to Coatesville. You have talented players on a Rustin, but is it a little harder to compete when you just have a smaller pool of players to pull from?
Absolutely, and the talent level is just they just have so many more talented players than Rustin does. It just makes it hard for them to compete. It's a shame because they're obviously trying and giving it all they got, but the results are not there.
Oxford playing Sun Valley, I believe. And that is Pelleggi just trying to make a play. Nowhere to run again. It's a swarming Red Raider defense. They give up 85 rushing yards a game, 90 passing yards, and they've forced 14 turnovers. They turn over the other team. They don't turn it over themselves. Again, only 3 turnovers for their offense.
And I think turnovers were a little bit more of a problem last year, so they seem to have corrected that so far. Now they'll get to the better teams coming up. We'll see how they do.
Yeah, I was reading a stat of their for the amount of points they've already scored this year. as we see the run to the outside by Covert. Again, just nowhere to run. Coatesville has close to the point total Downingtown Area School District had in 1996 when they won the state title. They still have several regular season games left, so they're going to obliterate that record. They keep playing the way they've been. But it's the defense, too. Downingtown West this year has been really strong offensively. They've had a couple times where the defense has let up some big plays, but this is a Coatesville team that does it all, as we saw with the special teams. Pelleggi drops back, trying to avoid the pressure. He's doing a good job. Pass is incomplete. That was a great job. Oh, late hit. That is a roughing the passer. No need to make that hit, Carl. That's going to give Rustin the first down. It was a great job avoiding the sack. Just a foolish penalty. Even with people not liking roughing the passer calls in the NFL these days, anyone can plainly see that was a late hit, out of bounds.
Yeah, I had already looking for the punt team to come on, Mikey, there as I took my eyes off that play and not thinking there was any reason to touch the quarterback on that play. He had already delivered the ball, and there was no chance of him completing it. Like you said, he did a great job of avoiding would-be rushers there.
Yeah, he had already thrown the ball, and he was out of bounds, so he's gonna hear that from his coaches. No reason to allow Rustin to extend this drive. But this is what you need to do. You need to take advantage of the Coatesville mistakes. A lot of pre-snap movement. Switching the formation up. And in motion. And that is Covert. But there was a lot of motion by the Coatesville players, too, motioning themselves to go right around the ball carrier, Carl.
Yeah.
Second and 12, ball on the 38. Rustin just looking to get something going offensively. Can they hit a big pass play? Well, Pelleggi's going to try. Drops back. He just throws it into the ground. Did they rule that an incomplete pass? It should be. Now they finally signal it. Now, is that intentional grounding? He was trying to get it to a man for a screen pass, but
that's intentional grounding. I mean, whether they call it or not, he just threw the ball. I mean, to avoid the rush.
There may have been a player close enough, though, the man for the screen, so they are going to say the intended target was close enough, but I agree, Carl. He was not trying to get it near that player. He was just trying to not get sacked.
Correct.
Third and 12, ball on the 38, 10:06 to go here in the second quarter. Pelleggi drops back. He's overthrown his receiver. The intended target was Vaniskovich, the man who had the biggest play of the game for Rustin, a pass.
Well, if he wanted to make sure nobody caught that ball, Mikey, that was a good job by him because there was nobody catching that ball.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if Vaniskovich was open, but I mean, I guess better to not allow an interception to possibly occur. But
yeah, the ball was 10 yards past him.
Another low punt, but this time it is Bryant on the return.
Look at the moves and the speed he has. They should
Stiff
get him
arms
this
one
time.
man. A nice hit out of bounds. Nope, it's going to be a late hit. A second player came in. He was already out of bounds. I think that player was already diving, Carl, so I don't know if I could say I agree with that call, but the player was hit out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I kind of agree with you.
Oh.
Holding. So.
Wow. I thought they were doing a late hit based on who threw it, but it is a holding call.
Okay.
So the refs correctly did not call the late hit.
Right. Well, I didn't agree with that late hit, and it wasn't a late hit.
So it's another Coatesville penalty, Carl. What is that, 4 on the evening? Now, if that is your only problem is penalties, then so long as you only have 7 or 8 a game, but we do have another penalty, though. And it is against Coatesville.
It's their Achilles heel, and the question is, will it hurt them in games that count? The thing is about Coatesville is they don't really let penalties bother them at all.
Back them up 5 yards, they get 15 yards the next
exactly.
play.
It does, first and 10 is kind of easy for them, so they kind of make it challenging sometimes.
But last year they were 1 game away from the state finals, blowing the lead to St. Joe's Prep. You can't have penalties against teams like that. And you can't have dropped passes. He's very mad at himself was Dymere Miller. Ball right in his hands. He was jumping up and down after the incompletion. Perfect ball by Ortega.
Again, he's mad because he's trying to catch the ball, Mikey. He's trying to run with the ball before he caught it.
Yeah, Ortega has had, 3 passes dropped tonight?
Yeah.
Option. Toss goes to Young. He tries to make some guys miss. He just lowers his shoulder and gets an extra yard, Carl. You mentioned Walter Payton earlier, my favorite player in the history of the NFL. He was a runner who did not avoid contact. He would initiate it just to get whatever extra yardage he could, and that's what makes one of the many things that makes Young such a talented runner is he's not afraid of contact. He'll get you that extra yard.
He could do it all. Yeah, he's one of those running backs that in the NFL that can carry the ball 20 to 30 times.
Him fighting that extra yard made it a 3rd and 10. Ortega rolls out. Pass is incomplete. He had Young open the entire play, but I think he wanted to see a deeper pass route opening up. I think it was almost more of just trying to get it away so it wasn't a sack. And Carl, Rustin is forced to punt.
There you go. Then some of it is Coatesville made there as the penalties and the drop passes, and they didn't have the execution that they had on their first 3 drives, not counting the punt returns. So they'll get their first punt of the evening.
It is a 28-0 game, but Carl, you want to see your team still fight if you are a Rustin fan. This is a chance for them to get decent field position as we have a flag, another flag on Coatesville, Carl. I'm calling that at least 6 penalties, maybe 7. I'm going to say 6. So back them up 5 yards. Rustin's return man is currently standing at their 41-yard line, moving up to the 42. So you should have good field position. You want to show that you have pride. You want to go out there and get some points. This is your opportunity. As that is Hurley on the return. Takes it into Red Raider territory. It's going to be great starting field position for Rustin. The ball on the 46-yard line. This is the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. The Chesmont Game of the Week presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. The Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. First and 10, ball on the 46. Rustin trails Coatesville 28-0. Man in motion. The handoff goes to Covert, but he is hit for a loss. So many tackles for loss created by this Coatesville team, Carl.
Again, the offensive line not able to block these guys, Mikey, and you got some talented running backs on their team, but they're getting shredded here by a very strong front 4 and linebacking crew of the Coatesville Red Raiders.
A lot of the times when it's a great defense and a great offense, the defense wins. Coatesville gives up 85 rushing yards a game. Rustin gets 311 rushing yards a game. Bludgy rolls out, just trying to find somebody open. It's thrown up. Ball is thrown in the dirt.
And thank God it was, because it would have been intercepted, Mikey.
The intended target was Jake Wilsey.
And if Dupree Bryant got his hands on that,
Oh, he was taking that to the house.
Actually, it was Shamar Hall.
He would have taken that to the house too.
Yeah.
Because there was the only man that would have been there to tackle him was Pelleggi, and his momentum was taking him out of bounds. Third and 13, ball on the 49. Can Rustin come up with a big third down conversion? Keep this drive alive. The handoff's going to go for maybe a pickup of a half a yard. As we said, this is not a team that's used to having to throw the ball. So when you're down by 28 and you have long yardage that you need to convert for a first down, you don't have as many plays in the playbook.
Right, I was just going to say that, Mikey. I don't think Coach Sinclair, it's not a lot he can do. It's not like you can change your talent level or your plays to, counteract what Coatesville is doing.
Much better punt there as it's going to bounce.
Oh, my.
But Bryant runs it all the way back inside his 5, and he makes a couple guys miss, and he's still going. Carl, he's going to be tackled at about the 23, but he ran it all the way back to his own 3. And Coatesville is going to take over, looking to add to their lead after this word from Chester County Transmission.
Hi, this is Andy at Chester County Transmissions. We're a full-service automotive shop here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania that also specializes in transmission and driveline repair. Just so you know, for all your automotive needs, we're here to take care of you. State inspections, whatever you need. Our number here is 610-384-2879.
Good morning, Chester County Transmissions. Rich speaking. How can I help you?
Please stop in, give us a call. God bless.
And we're back at Rustin High School as Coatesville was actually called for another penalty on that return, Carl. When you're up 28-0, you can't get too mad, but this has to be driving Coach Ortega insane.
I think it's a lack of discipline a little bit.
As Ortega takes it himself, and he's still going. He's got the first down. He's going to step out of bounds. Just makes it look too easy, Carl.
It's amazing how they run the ball and don't get touched with all the guys chasing them.
And, hey, watching archived games is easy. Just go to ChesmontFootball.com. All these games are archived, and guess what, folks? Chesco Athletics is coming. That's right. We love bringing you these football games. Want to try and bring you some winter sports. Stay tuned for information on wrestling and high school basketball, boys and girls coverage on Chesco Athletics. Pass is intercepted. That is going to be taken back inside the 10, inside the 5. Great job on the interception. Colin Hurley, Carl, was thrown right to him.
Yeah, I was surprised there as obviously Ricky made a mistake, and they're getting a little bit, undisciplined, like I said, with the penalties. And sometimes when you get up like that, Mikey, you just lose your focus. And I think that's what's happened here.
And that was Ortega's second interception on the year, Carl. Very surprising to see, but this is a chance where you have to say it's 1st and goal from the 2. Rustin needs to get a touchdown here. Watch out for maybe Owen Walsh on a carry, the big fullback. Always love seeing a fullback get a touchdown. Said the handoff is going to go to Madonna, but they're going to rule him short. I mean, the ref's foot is almost on the goal line. As you hear some of the Rustin fans, you're like, oh, come on. 2nd and goal from the centimeter-yard line. As looking at where the ball is spotted, Carl, I mean, there's an index card might be able to fit between the goal line and the ball.
You can do a quarterback sneak here, too.
And they do. The pile moved forward, Carl. I do believe Pelleggi got in, and they do rule it a touchdown.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
1-yard touchdown run. Will Pelleggi as the Rustin Golden Knights have gotten on the board. And the Golden Knight fans are loving it, Carl.
Well, it's a gift that they, they got, and they'll take it as they could use any gifts they could get.
The extra point is up, and it hits the crossbar, but it goes through. Things starting to go Rustin's way a little bit here these last couple plays. It's 28-7. Coatesville leads Rustin. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week. We'll be back after this word from Beaver Creek Tavern. Whether looking for the best burgers in Chester County, a place to host your private event, or a relaxing place to enjoy daily food and drink specials, Beaver Creek Tavern has you covered. Serving classic American fare with gluten-free and vegetarian options available. To get the party started, go to 1350 Bondsville Road in Downingtown or call 484-593-0481. We'll see you there. And we are back as Rustin has just gotten their first points of the game. It was a mistake on a throw by Ricky Ortega, but as we said, you need to capitalize on Coatesville's mistakes, and that is what the Golden Knights did. Is Will Pileggi took it from about a centimeter out to get the Golden Knights on the board.
Sometimes things can be a little bit too easy sometimes, Mickey.
As speaking of too easy, a lot of room for the return by Bryant. There is a flag on the play. Surprise, surprise, Carl.
And that's coming back again, Mikey. Bryant is a beast, Mikey. Just knocked over one of their Rustin players running down the sideline trying to tackle him. But it's coming back. I'll tell you this. We're going to look for this in the games they play, and we'll say we told you so. If they don't get this corrected, they could get upset by some of these better teams that are going to play them.
Yeah, they're going up against an undefeated, going into this week at least, Downingtown West team. They still have to play a very strong Downingtown East team. Now watch, we talk about the problems they're having with penalties. Don't be surprised if they have a touchdown drive here where they have several impressive plays. Young on the run. Gain of, call it 2. Hey folks, be sure to like 3CTV Live on Facebook, follow 3CTV Live on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. Was talking with the offensive coordinator for Rustin before the game. He follows us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. Ortega takes himself. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Golden Knights starting to feel a little momentum, Carl.
A little bit, and again, this just a little bit of lackadaisical play by Coatesville and the many mistakes with penalties, and it's starting to cost them.
3rd and 10. They get a stop here on this play, get the ball back with good field position. They have plenty of time as there's 5:32 to go in the first half. Plenty of time to score, even though they have just one timeout. But they got to get the 3rd down stop here. Ortega drops back. He's got plenty of time, and he's got a wide open target, but the ball falls short. Pass was intended for Frankie Sherman. I don't know if that ball just came out wrong or what, but it was in the dirt.
It was a relatively long pass, and he threw it short.
We've seen him make that throw, but he is just a junior, still trying to prove his game, so the deep ball is something he needs to work on.
Can I actually say, Mikey, a very poor second quarter by the Coatesville Red Raiders in almost every aspect.
Good punt there, though, and the return man's going to let it bounce, so it's going to bounce inside the 40, still rolling. Great bounce for Coatesville as the ball finally rolls dead at the 35.5-yard line. We'll be back after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
Would you rather have this, or this? Underground pipelines safely moving America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We are back here at Rustin High School as the Golden Knights try to make this a 14-point game. And that is Madonna on the run. Good first down run.
What I noticed on that play, Mikey, was actually some good blocking there that allowed him to get the 5 yards.
2nd and 5, ball on the 41. .436 to go here in the first half. Rustin loves having their one receiver be split really far outside, and that's just a long throw for a quarterback that doesn't throw it much. And that's going to be a first down run, and still fighting for extra yards is Madonna. They gave him a little bit of running room, and it was a good job just fighting for extra yards. After the first Raider hit him, I'd say he probably had another 5-6 yards.
Yeah, well, he's had a good season, Madonna, and there's a reason for it. He knows how to run the football. He just needs a little bit of room, and they're starting to create some room as Coatesville's continual poor play in this second quarter. Yep. Wouldn't it be something if they could get another score here?
Yeah, Madonna averages over 10 yards a carry. And yeah, Carl, if they get another score here, it's a 2-score game. And they really have momentum going.
Right. And
the one thing I don't like about having this receiver split this far out is unless the quarterback rolls out, you're pretty much guaranteeing that guy's not getting the ball. Another good first down run. Nick Madonna. Not the 10 yards a carry he's used to, but a lot better than the loss of yardage they were getting on most carries in the first quarter.
Correct. And remember what Rustin did in the second half of last week's game as they came from behind to beat Penn with 43-28. And, it's almost like Coach Sinclair got them together in the second quarter and said, let's go, guys. We're better than this.
Yeah, he said what he said at his team at halftime last week, he could not say to have it be printed in the newspaper. But they had gained Penwood 202 to 100 yards in the second. And that's going to be a first down run by Michael Covert.
Excellent blocking again by the Rustin Golden Knights as their offense all of a sudden has come alive.
Yeah, Rustin scored 35 points in the second half against Penwood, but as you said, that maybe it's the second quarter this week. Coach Sinclair's been here for a long time. He's coached the team to a lot of wins. He knows what to say to get his players motivated. Now, I will say this, Carl. The way the second quarter has gone, especially if Coatesville gives up a touchdown here, Coach Ortega is going to have some words for his boys at halftime. But there's still time for that bend but not break defense to get a stop for Coatesville. Right there, Carl, not fooled by the fake toss as it was Owen Walsh on the carry. Several Red Raiders there to make the hit, including John Meeks.
Again, Owen Walsh on that carry, but again, no room. And that play has not worked real well for them tonight.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2:17 to go. They have 1 timeout left. 28-7 Coatesville leads. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. As Pileggi takes it himself.
Nice play by Pileggi. Good fake. It worked.
Takes it down to the 31.
Or manageable 3rd and 6 as they're in 2-down territory again. As it's getting near the end of the first half, Mikey, with 1 minute and 37 seconds to go.
They got to kind of have the thought in their mind of, okay, we want to make sure we have enough time for us to score, but if they don't convert, any time is enough to allow Coatesville to score.
All right, so expect a run play here.
Or maybe try and get the play action working. The pass is complete for a first down, taking it inside the 15.
And there's another flag, Mikey.
Vanskovich.
And I think this is going to be on Coatesville again.
Yeah, that's in the area where it was only the receiver
Correct.
and the defensive backs. I think that's a face mask, Carl. Personal foul, face mask on Coatesville. That's 8 or 9 first half penalties for Coatesville. We were talking about they had a lot of penalties in their game against Shanahan where they had 12. I mean, they were almost sure to beat that number in this game. And now there seems to be a little bit of confusion as to who should be on the field for Coatesville. First and goal, ball on the 5-yard line.
Great execution there. Vanskovich makes a great play and a good throw by Pelleggi on a key third down conversion.
Pelleggi rolls out. He's looking for his fullback, and it is complete. Owen Walsh with the 5-yard touchdown reception, and the Golden Knight fans making some noise. Nice drive by the Golden Knights, Carl.
Beautiful drive as they executed on 2 key plays there with pass plays, and just an excellent drive there, Mikey, by the Golden Knights.
Extra point is up. And the last one, Carl, hit the crossbar. That one was good. It would have been good from a long distance. Rustin has made it a 2-score game, 28-14 Coatesville leads. We'll be back after this word from Miller's Insurance.
Chester County's most trusted insurance agency. Whether it's for your automobile or your home, a life insurance policy, or coverage for your business. Since 1975, Miller's Insurance Agency has been protecting homes, property, people, and businesses throughout Chester County. Miller's guides you every step of the way, providing the best options, getting you the right policy that works best for you. Contact us today for a no-cost consultation. Miller's Insurance Agency. We're here today for your tomorrows. Visit online at miainc.com.
And we are back here at Rustin High School as the Golden Knights have just made their home crowd very happy at another strong drive. Now, granted, the first scoring drive, they didn't have to go very far after the interception return, but that was a good drive. There were some Coatesville penalties that helped them, but they also came up with some big plays. It was a great route, great play design. And Walsh, you said, Carl, he's been struggling to get some good runs, but sure, a good pair of hands there.
It was a 65-yard drive, Mikey. Just kicked it out of bounds.
So that is going to give Coatesville great field position. They're going to try and add some points before the half. After this word from Washington Hose Company, number 1.
The Washington Hose Company is located at 376 East Lincoln Highway, serving the city of Coatesville and the surrounding communities for almost 150 years. Our dedicated EMS staff of volunteer and career are proud to provide EMS services 24/7, 365 days a year. WHC offers first aid, CPR AD, babysitting, and several other training for first aid and certification classes. To take a class or volunteer, please contact us at 610-384-6464. Be safe.
And we are back as the officials are still trying to figure out what's going on after it's a simple ball kicked out of bounds. It's going to make the spot be at the 35-yard line. So Coatesville with better field position than Rustin would like. 54 seconds, all 3 timeouts. Ortega takes himself. He's got a big run, and he's already in Rustin territory. Tumbling over, finally getting knocked down, getting a few yards as he was losing his feet. But it's going to be a 1st and 10 ball on the Rustin 48.
17-yard run there by Ricky Ortega on the quarterback draw, which he's excellent at.
Yeah, Coatesville is not happy with the way the second quarter has gone. They'd love to score here before the half. And they throw it to wide open receiver. That is Dymere Miller. Carl, we said any time left on the clock is enough time for Coatesville to score.
I mean, the game should be over, Mikey, but it's not because Coatesville really played poorly in this
Rustin
second
kept fighting.
quarter. And they did. They did not quit. But they need to stop him here.
Ortega rolls out. He's got plenty of time. And another open target, but it goes through the hands of the intended target. As he was going down a little bit, so it made it a little bit of a tougher grab. But still, that was another open receiver. If you're not going to get pressure in the quarterback's face, you can't leave receivers open, Carl.
Exactly, and that play there, they were lucky. Rustin was lucky that was incomplete, because he was wide open.
And if Coatesville wanted, they could run the ball here. They have all 3 timeouts, 35 seconds. You have Young lined up in the slot, but don't be surprised if maybe he gets a bubble screen, or he's lined up there for a screen. Ortega takes it himself, though, running down the middle of the field. He's inside the 10. Coatesville's probably going to call a timeout here. And they do. The clock stops for a first down. But Coatesville has called a timeout. Rustin had all this momentum, making it 28-14. But Coatesville has marched down this field, and a drive started by a kickoff going out of bounds. They scored as the clock hit 0 at the end of the first quarter. Can they do it again at the end of the first half?
They can score it well, Mikey, and it kind of baffles you what happened there, as they got into a real funk there. But they seem to they are a great team, and they do know how to get out of funks. And usually it's the quarterback that knows how to do it. And using his legs, he's so well adapted being able to read the defense, and he gets considerably big gains on his draw runs as he observes it and sees everybody's out and nobody's watching him. They don't have a guy who can stop him and watch him.
If Rustin can hold them to just a field goal here, yes, they'd be disappointed because it's back to a 3-score game. But if they can hold them to a field goal, that'll give them a little bit of confidence defensively that, hey, we forced a punt. We can stop them in a goal-to-go situation. But it is first and goal, ball on the 7. Don't be surprised if Young gets the ball here. And he does. He's going to be tackled inside the 5. Brings it all the way down to the 4. Coatesville takes their second timeout.
Actually, good tackle there. Give Rustin credit for stopping him.
Give Coach Ortega credit, though, for getting into the final minute of the half with all 3 of your timeouts, allowing the ability to still run the ball here.
Right, and they still have that ability if they like. They do have 1 timeout left.
Second and goal from the 4, 19 seconds to go. Rustin trying to force a stop, at least not give up a touchdown. They trail 28-14, but it was 28-0. Coatesville scoring all their points in the first quarter. Rustin scoring all theirs here in the second. Do you go for Bryant? Do you just have Ortega maybe have a run-pass option? Do you just give it to Young again? And it is Ortega. There's pressure in his face. And Carl, a horse collar tackle, and you could tell the Rustin player who made the hit, Matt Montgomery, knew what he did. He had a sack, but he pulled on the horse collar of Ortega. That was a huge mistake, and he laid down on the ground for an extra second there. Wow, Carl. They finally were able to wrap up Ortega, but horse collar.
That should be. Is that an automatic first down, Mikey? Of course, in pros it is, but
it is. I know high school a little bit different with their rules. We're looking at the far side of the field, and it looks like the guy, the man with the stick, has made it at third down. Still, that should have been a huge, huge loss. Now they have it ruled as second down. Ball is thrown up. Pass is incomplete. What a great job by the defensive back.
It's number 3.
That is Michael Covert.
Michael Covert doing some trusty work on the defense there, as that appeared to be a touchdown, but he stayed with the play and was able to bat it out.
Carl, Marchant for Westchester East in their game, 5 carries, 134 yards.
Wow. Shame we won't see East this year. He is a dynamic running back. He has great statistics this year.
Tyreek Lewis has 66 yards on 7 carries with 2 touchdowns for the Whippets.
Another dynamic running back there, Mikey and Tyreek Lewis.
Coatesville takes another timeout. Their final of the half. Oxford leads against Sun Valley. Westchester East leads against Downingtown East. That's a 1-point game. Trying to get most up-to-date scores here as the Red Raiders have taken their final timeout. Now, they do have enough time to do maybe a quick slant to the end zone and try to, if they don't score, kick a field goal or go for it. Carl, Downingtown leads Avon Grove 21-0. So there was an Avon Grove team that started off very strong. They're now just a game above 500. And Coatesville is actually just going for the field goal, trying to make it a 3-score game.
Not a bad idea here, Mikey. We'll get some points.
And Rustin calls the timeout. As you can see, Coach Sinclair running up to the referee, trying to get that timeout called, and they blew the whistle late, but they got it. Trying to ice the kicker, Carl. He had 1 timeout left. He didn't want to just take it into halftime.
Right. It's going to be about a 30-yard field goal here. No, actually, it's going to be less. It's going to be
24-yarder.
24, yeah. Ball's at the 7. So it's a definitely manageable field goal kick for them.
Coatesville usually has pretty solid kickers. I don't remember the exact yardage, but I do remember a Coatesville game a few years back that we did on 3CTV Live back before we had ChesmontFootball.com, where I want to say it was a 43-yard field goal that was kicked. And usually in high school, you're impressed when you see a 30-yarder.
This will be a 25-yarder.
The kick is up, and it is good. Carl, that would have been good from 35, as it is now 31-14 Coatesville. Coach Ortega probably wanted a touchdown there, but he has to be happy his boys came away with points, making it a 3-score lead, as there is just 3 seconds left here in the first half. Carl, Rustin has to be happy with how this second quarter has gone. Yes, they just gave up a field goal, but that's all they gave up all half.
Right. I mean, Coatesville let him back in the game there, Mikey, a little bit, and now it gives them a little bit of momentum going into the look at the ball at the beginning of the third quarter, see if they can cut the lead to 10. So we don't have a blowout here yet.
And just a low squib kick. Rustin would love to have a return for a touchdown here, but that's not going to happen because of some solid tackling by the Red Raiders. And that's going to do it here for the first half. It is the visiting Coatesville Red Raiders leading the home Rustin Golden Knights by a score of 31-14. But folks, this game is not over. The way that second quarter went, Rustin still putting up a good fight. Stay tuned for second half action on ChesmontFootball.com.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
Hi, this is Andy at Chester County Transmissions. We're a full-service automotive shop here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania that also specializes in transmission and driveline repair. Just so you know, for all your automotive needs, we're here to take care of you. State inspections, whatever you need. Our number here is 610-384-2879.
Good morning, Chester County Transmissions, Rich speaking. How can I help you?
Please stop in, give us a call. God bless.
Whether looking for the best burgers in Chester County, a place to host your private event, or a relaxing place to enjoy daily food and drink specials, Beaver Creek Tavern has you covered. serving classic American fare with gluten-free and vegetarian options available. To get the party started, go to 1350 Bondsville Road in Downeytown or call 484-593-0481. We'll see you there.
Chester County's most trusted insurance agency. Whether it's for your automobile or your home, a life insurance policy, or coverage for your business. Since 1975, Miller's Insurance Agency has been protecting homes, property, people, and businesses throughout Chester County. Miller's guides you every step of the way, providing the best options, getting you the right policy that works best for you. Contact us today for a no-cost consultation. Miller's Insurance Agency. We're here today for your tomorrows. Visit online at miainc.com.
The Washington Hose Company is located at 376 East Lincoln Highway, serving the city of Coatesville and the surrounding communities for almost 150 years. Our dedicated EMS staff of volunteer and career are proud to provide EMS services 24/7, 365 days a year. WHC offers first aid, CPR AD, babysitting, and several other training for first aid and certification classes. To take a class or volunteer, please contact us at 610-384-6464. Be safe.
for holding this particular ticket, $160.
We are back here at Rustin High School. I am Mikey Dunn, joined by Carl Rubman. It's a tale of two quarters, Carl. It's 31-14. Coatesville leads, but it was all Coatesville in the first quarter, pretty much all Rustin in the second. Why don't you give us the first half scoring recap?
Okay, Mikey, it started off right away with a big kickoff return by Dupree Bryant as he ran it back all the way down to the 8-yard line. From there, Ricky Ortega took it in on the first play, 8-yard run to put him up 7-0. Then Ricky Ortega again on a 16-yard run, set up by Aaron Young with a 44-yard run to set it up, 14-0. Then on the next possession, Ricky Ortega, 32-yard pass to Dupree Bryant, culminated a 75-yard drive to make it 21-0. And then at the end of the first quarter, 45-yard punt return by Aaron Young completed the scoring at 28-0. Things turned around in the second quarter as we had a big interception by Ortega as we threw Colin Hurley, intercepted a pass and ran it all the way down to the 1-yard line where Will Pelleggi on a quarterback sneak made it 28-7. Then when Coatesville had the punt, we had a 65-yard drive, their first real long drive of the evening, and it was a 10-yard pass to Owen Walsh by Pelleggi that made it 28-14. And then with very little time remaining, Coatesville drove it down the field and was able to get a 25-yard field goal to make it the score at half, 31-14 Coatesville.
And Carl, just to update on some scores we mentioned earlier on, Downtown East now leads Westchester East 34-21 at the half. Garvey Giant State 3 touchdowns on the night, and Sun Valley came back to tie Oxford 28-28 at the half. Another high-scoring, exciting game involving Sun Valley. Well, we have an exciting game here, as you said, Carl. You broke it down for us. It was Coatesville doing whatever they wanted in the first, but they got a little sloppy in the second, and the Golden Knights took advantage of it. What do you look for the Golden Knights to do in the second half to try and narrow the gap even more?
Well, they were able to get the ground game going in that second quarter, Mikey, and I think we're going to continue that. And then with that short passing, some short passing plays mixed in, they seemed to get Coatesville a little bit off kilter there. And I'd like to see more of that going forward. And we'll be able to tell if they come out and are able to run the football on this first drive.
As we have the teams getting warmed up, ready here for the second half to start. You know, some of the schools have the clock on their scoreboard for how long it's going to be till the half starts up. Otherwise, it's just a countdown for when the teams are going to come back out. Rustin appears to be one of the schools where it's the clock for when the players come back out. But, hey, we're happy to talk to you a little bit more. It was very surprising to see Coatesville's offense just kind of slow down. It wasn't just the penalties. The blocking wasn't as crisp. A little bit more hesitation on some of the runs. But don't be surprised if Coach Ortega has his guys fired up for the second half, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, the only bad thing about this score being the way it is the first team is going to stay out there and they're going to try to pile in the points. So don't be surprised if Coatesville ends up scoring in the 60s tonight, Mikey.
But if Rustin's defense can continue to do what they really weren't doing for that first quarter, if they can do what they did in the second where they wrap up, where they hit the player the first time they make contact, they're going to stay in this game. But offensively, they need to keep having some good, solid runs. They need to keep opening up holes for the running backs.
I think the key with Coatesville is not committing those penalties and getting them in bad situations with the downs. They were stopped a couple times. Usually that doesn't stop them, but it did in the second quarter. So the penalties definitely hurt them. And we'll see if they can knock that out, or is it going to be a problem again in this half.
As they do have now that we have about 2 minutes or so until we resume play here with the second half, as the Golden Knight players are taking the sideline. Coatesville players still out there warming up a little bit.
One thing I know about Coach St. Clair, a man with high integrity and great passion, loves the game, and his teams are never going to stop fighting.
And folks, we want to thank our friends at Pizza Peddler, located at US 202 and PA 926, as they donated pizza for the Chesmont Football.com crew tonight. So I want to thank our friends at Pizza Peddler. Had a nice, tasty slice of pepperoni, Carl, one of my particular favorites.
Excellent pizza there, Mikey. I really enjoyed it.
And we are going to enjoy bringing you this second half, and we're going to enjoy bringing you next week's Chesmont Game of the Week, which will feature these Coatesville Red Raiders hosting the Downingtown West Whippets. And then the week after that, we are going to have another great matchup. We're actually going to be back here, as it's going to be the Rustin Golden Knights taking on their traditional American Division foe, the Unionville Indians. Those two teams are always competing for the American crown. And Coatesville, if they pull off the win tonight, and if East and West for Downingtown have their games continue how they are currently, there's going to be 3 6-0 teams sitting atop the Chesmont National, and all those teams still have to play each other. You're going to have the Battle of the Brandywine, where it's going to be Downingtown following the Coatesville game. So talk about you don't have the game, you know, there's not an easy game left on the schedule. There's no trap game. It's West versus Coatesville, West versus East. And then our final game of the regular season will be Downingtown East traveling to Coatesville. Last year, if you remember, it was Coatesville winning with 3 seconds left in the regular season and then beating Downingtown East in the playoffs. Well, we got a second half of the game here left to go. Rustin receives the second half kickoff, as that is Colin Hurley. He's still not down yet, Carl.
Look at that.
And that's when you talk about, we would say a team has fight. They were down 28 points. Got it to a 2-score game. Did they let Coatesville scoring right before the half get them down? No. You have a player coming out on the opening kickoff, should have been stopped, getting an extra 5-6 yards after he runs into the pile.
That was unbelievable. Colin, obviously not a real big guy, but they really pushed the pile, and that just goes to show you they're ready to come out and play some football in this third quarter.
But they got to do what they did in that second quarter. They need to keep having strong blocking up front and give their backs some running lanes. Man in motion. It's the option. Pelleggi with the pitch. Oh, no. It is picked up, but it's going to go for a loss. Colin Hurley was the man trying to receive that pitch, but
unfortunate.
Yeah, the unfortunate way the first half started with the great return by Coatesville, and now your first play of the second half, you lose 7 yards. First time they've really shown the option all night.
Yeah, that was the first time it did not work, as the pitch went wide and it was not able to secure it. Caused a big loss.
Now they just need to have a decent second. Oh, sorry, it's second and 22. They updated the scoreboard. And they're going to run it again, but it's a good run. Coatesville trying to get the strip, and the ball does come out. Was the runner down? I never heard a whistle, Carl, and I believe Coatesville recovered, and they did. I couldn't tell if the runner's knee was down. He was trying to fight for that extra yardage again. And Carl, just what Coatesville wanted. They came out, and they got lucky with the pitch play on first down, but on second down, you could tell the man ran in there defender just trying to get that strip, and I thought it didn't happen. They still kept fighting.
And like you said, they didn't blow the whistle, and he finally got it out.
That is the 9th forced fumble of the year. Ortega taking it himself. Runs out of bounds after a 5-yard gain.
He's always able to get outside, Mike.
Take that 6 yards.
It always amazes me. Every single time he gets outside.
The whole team, they just have the ability to get to the outside. And they're also really talented at not stepping out of bounds. 2nd and 4, ball on the 34. Pistol formation. And we have a pre-snap penalty again. Looks like illegal. Oh, it's going to be, they called it offsides on the offense. False start. Another penalty for Coatesville. We were talking with some of the Chesmont football crew at the half, just saying, man, what are these guys doing with all these penalties? Something Coach Ortega, you know he's trying to work on it during practice each week, but struggling again tonight with that. But not struggling is Aaron Young with the big run. He's running up the sideline, and he's going to go. 39-yard touchdown run by Aaron Young. Carl, you said a lot of the time the penalties don't hurt them. It didn't hurt him there.
Just give the ball to Aaron Young, Mikey, and that's a cure elixir for anything that any penalty woes by Coatesville. Just an unbelievably outstanding running back who's got a great future in football.
We await the extra point. High snap, but the kick is up, and it is good. Coatesville adds to their lead off a brilliant run by Aaron Young, 38-14. Coatesville leads. We'll be back after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
And we're back here at Rustin High School. And Carl, with the big plays that Coatesville makes, I'm glad these games are archived because you can just go back and watch beautiful run after beautiful run.
Yeah, Aaron Young having a big night tonight, and because the score is not mercy rule related, he will get a chance to explore his talents again.
Rustin, some room to run. That's Colin Hurley. Great return. Carl, they got to get, got to get back out on their field. You got to forget what happened on that opening drive.
Good field position here, Mikey, as they'll get it at their own 44 after that nice run back by Colin Hurley. See if they can have better execution here.
First and 10, ball on the 44. Man in motion. It's a pitch play, but it is snuffed out by the Red Raiders.
And they're going for the ball, Mikey. He's able to hold on.
Nick Madonna. Like we said, Coach Ortega had some words for his players at the half. If you're a Coatesville fan, you couldn't have been happy the way that second quarter went. If you're a Coatesville coach, you had to be furious.
Yeah, it was no question there was a letdown there, Mikey, on both sides of the ball. And they've come out in the second half, even though Rustin, I'm sure, wanted to get a big jump. They are not faring well early in this third quarter. Pelleggi
drops back. Pass is incomplete.
Incomplete as he was going to Michael Covert up the middle, Mikey, and play did not develop, and it was incomplete.
It was a very dangerous throw there, Carl.
Yeah, ball could have easily popped up in the air, Mikey, and been intercepted.
3rd and 14. Third and 14, ball on the 49, 29 to go here in the third quarter. Pelleggi trying to lead his team on a scoring drive with a lot of pressure up the middle. And he is going to be sacked by
number 33,
Abdul Sabor Stewart. This is an angry Coatesville defense right now, Carl.
No question. Coach Ortega's obviously coached them up and not happy with the defense.
Well, I mean, even though the one drive did start at the 8-yard line because of a turnover, they still gave up a touchdown. Coatesville only gives up a little over 10 points a game. They've already given up 14 in this. Better punt that time by the Golden Knights, but now it's bouncing back. At least it was not a low-line drive this time.
It was an actual a half-decent looking punt, but a bad bounce in Coatesville direction. They'll get the ball at their own 46-yard line to start this second drive of the third quarter.
SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or give them a call at 610-518-5187. That's SWI. Aaron Young with the run up the middle, taking hit after hit. Carl, he took 2 pretty solid hits and still kept going. It's not a big game, but that's something if you're a defender, you're thinking, man, I just hit him as hard as I could, and he's still going.
Yeah, a 4-yard gain, but, with like 4 or 5 guys to bring him down, Mikey.
And still, it's a 4-yard gain. You get 4 yards to carry, you're getting first downs. Taker rolls out. Pass is complete. It's going to be another Red Raider first down. There's Dymere Miller on the reception. And this is more of what Coatesville is used to. Defense gets stopped. The offense gets several players involved.
Multifaceted offense with lots of weapons, including the quarterback.
Taker drops back. Plenty of time. Completes the pass. It's not going to be for a big gain. It's going to go to Frankie Sherman. But that's just a good job by the Rustin defensive backs, but it's still a completed pass for Coatesville.
Correct, but like you said, good tackle and very short gain, so good defensive play by Rustin there.
Great job, though, by the Coatesville offensive line, giving Ortega so much time. Young with the carry. He's got another first down. If you just give him a little bit of daylight, he's going to have a good game. You give him a lot of room to run like they just did, it's an automatic first down.
Special running back, Mike. You can't wait to see him in college.
With offers from Stanford, Northwestern, West Virginia, offer from Rutgers where his brother goes, has another brother at Old Dominion. And we have a timeout called by Rustin. We're going to take this timeout to hear from our friends at the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arrangement provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
We are back here at Rustin High School as the Coatesville Red Raiders lead the Rustin Golden Knights 38-14, and they are driving again, Carl.
They are just using Aaron Young as the main running back here. It's been sensational tonight.
1st and 10, ball on the Rustin 27. Young with the carry. Took several Golden Knights to take him down again. Going to be tackled at the 23. Pick up a 4. .6:48 to go. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. Chesmont Game of the Week presented by the Sunoco Pipeline, Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. Pass is thrown way too high. The intended target, I believe, was Dupree Bryant.
That ball just got away from Ricky there as he was open.
Yeah, there was a couple times tonight where Ricky got it right to his intended target and they dropped it. There's been a couple throws he has missed. Now, the positive side if you're a Coatesville fan is you're up by 24. No backs in the backfield with Ortega, so he's going to take it himself, and he's going to run for a first down. He's going to run for a touchdown, 23-yard touchdown run, Ricky Ortega.
Yeah, that was way too easy there, Mikey, as, again, the quarterback draw, and they just do not account for Ricky Ortega as he runs right up the middle. He's very fast, very quick, and nobody touched him as he goes in 23 yards. And the game's starting to become a blowout, Mikey.
Yeah, they spread the defense out so much because they have no running backs in the backfield. Just opens it wide open for Ortega. The extra point is up, and it is good. Carl, I'm so impressed with this kicker, Highland. He kicks extra points that would be good from like 40 yards out.
Yeah, it could come in handy in a close game where you need a long field goal.
So 45-14 is your score.
We're close to the mercy roll. One more score will put us there.
The Coatesville looking like how they did in the first quarter.
Coatesville, if they could play mistake-free football, would be almost impossible to beat, Mikey.
Yeah, they really are just been beating themselves. They had an interception that was just a poor throw, and they've had a lot of penalties. As we try to get some more scores for you, keep you up to date on some other Chesmont action. Downingtown East has scored again against Westchester East. 47-21. Albert Choi on a 49-yard touchdown reception. I do believe it's safe to say, barring a great comeback by Westchester East, they're going to drop their third in a row, and Downingtown East is going to stay unbeaten. The last score we saw from the Downingtown West Avongrove game, the Whippets, had that game under control. And Coatesville is now added to their lead here. Good return by Colin Hurley again. Carl, I'm going to be curious to see, and there is still a lot of time left in this game, but I'm pretty curious to see what this Rustin team looks like when they take on Unionville, when it's a team that does not have as many high-powered weapons. Because I have been impressed with some of what I've seen from Rustin tonight. They have some good runners. They've made some. You had a couple good pass plays to Vanaskovic.
And Walsh.
Yeah, Walsh hasn't really been able to get it going in the running game, but he had that nice touchdown reception. 1st and 10, ball on the 36. Trick play again. It's that same play. And what a grab by Pelleggi. Pelleggi, the quarterback, making a leaping catch. It is the exact same play they ran in the first quarter. Now, unfortunately, the rest of this quarter is looking like how the first quarter did. It is Coatesville scoring at will, and then Rustin doing that play. But what a grab, laying out Will Pelleggi, the quarterback.
That was a great catch and a great throw. And I'll be honest with you, pretty good coverage there by Coatesville. Took a really good throw and a good catch to get that first down.
1st and 10, ball on the Coatesville 46. You need big plays to beat Coatesville. That was a big one. Handoff goes to Hurley. Again, Rustin, the highest ranked Chesmont team in the 5A standings. They're 7th. Coatesville is number 5 in the 6A standings. But with the upcoming games they have against the Downing Towns, they can definitely move up.
I think they're only rated 5 because of who they've played so far, Mikey.
But Rustin is a quality opponent, so that if they get the win tonight, that'll help them. But Pelleggi trying to keep his team in the game. So the completed pass to Zach Vanaskovich.
Makes you wonder why they don't throw the ball a little bit more often there, Mikey. Is that was a very nice pass there by Pelleggi to Vanaskovich.
And the offensive line gave Pelleggi time. Vanaskovich, good route. He's got solid hands.
It's right when you think Rustin is dead, Mikey, they seem to surprise you and come up with some big plays.
And the way that second quarter went, could the fourth quarter go that way? They need a touchdown in this drive, though, as that's covert on the run. But they were not very covert in what they were trying to do as the Red Raiders swarmed to the ball.
And that they do very well.
Second and 7, ball on the 26, 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. 45-14 is your score. Pelleggi rolls out. Nobody's open for him. Oh, he finds a man actually open in the middle of the field. Ball thrown behind him, making a great grab was Jake Wilsey. I didn't think he was going to be able to get that throw off to Wilsey because it was kind of across his body a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually not a good idea to throw across your body like that, but he got the ball in a place where only the receiver could catch it, and we get a first down as they're down at the 15, Mikey, trying to get in here to get the game closer.
The passing game has been very effective on this drive, Carl. As you said, I don't know why they weren't doing it more early on. Toss play goes to Covert. Pickup of 2.5.
Covert has not been able to break one tonight against this tough Coatesville defense.
Yeah, Covert and Madonna coming into the game averaging over 10 yards a carry.
And those averages will go down tonight.
.252 to go here in this third quarter. No room to run again for the Golden Knights.
Pelleggi coming to the sidelines, Mikey. Talk to coach. So he kind of come up with a play here.
Yeah, it's 4 down territory. A field goal does nothing for you. So if you can't get it all on third down, just make it a more manageable fourth down, but also telling his quarterback, do not take a sack here. But you also got to be careful with the ball. Oh, and he does take the sack, but there is a penalty. Carl, did he possibly make contact with the helmet?
May have.
And it is a face mask.
Again, is it an automatic first down or not? Because it makes a big difference on this play. Not even a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, the high school has some unique rules when it comes to their penalties, Carl.
Yeah.
As I believe they've reset the play clock, I think. Actually, a little surprised that this stadium, beautiful facility, does not have a play clock.
Yeah, the one in Great Valley didn't have one last week either.
And I don't know if the coaches are trying to figure out where the ball's supposed to be, because seems to be a little bit of confusion. Hey, you know what we're not confused about, Carl? Who's a great realtor if you need help buying or selling a home? That's right. Kim Moralia, are you in the market for a new home or have a house to sell? Contact Kim Moralia, Real Estate with Kim Passion. As a lifelong resident of the area, her expertise is focused in Chester, Montgomery, and Delaware counties. For 15 years, Kim's passion for helping her clients reach their goals always shines through, whether you're buying or selling your home. Kim is an award-winning realtor with Coldwell Banker Preferred in Exton. Check out her website at kimsellsthesuburbs.com or call 484-368-9450. Want to also take this opportunity to let you know, folks, Chesco Athletics is coming soon. We love bringing you football, but watch out for some wrestling and boys and girls high school basketball on ChescoAthletics.com. So it was a timeout called by Rustin. 3rd and 15. A lot of pressure. The middle pass is deflected, and it is intercepted. Carl, that ball had no reason being thrown. Got deflected and then intercepted by Shamor Hall.
And Shamor Hall making the big interception there, and there's a they blitzed on that play, Mikey, which created the pressure on the quarterback, and he had to unload the ball. It got tipped up in the air, and then when you have a guy like Shamar Miller, who's a wide receiver, certainly has the hands to come up and get it.
Shamar Hall with the interception.
Right, Shamar Hall, sorry.
It just fell right into his hands, Carl, and there was great pressure up the middle. Ortega takes it himself. Carl, that timeout was to try and get a play figured out for the offense, but it also gave the Coatesville defense the opportunity to draw up that blitz.
Right. 78 is hurt, Mikey, for Rustin.
And why this injured player gets 10-2, we're going to hear from our friends at Chester County Transmissions.
Hi, this is Andy at Chester County Transmissions. We're a full-service automotive shop here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania that also specializes in transmission and driveline repair. Just so you know, for all your automotive needs, we're here to take care of you. State inspections, whatever you need. Our number here is 610-384-2879.
Good morning, Chester County Transmissions, Rich speaking. How can I help you?
Please stop in, give us a call. God bless.
And we are back here at Rustin High School as the injured Golden Knight is still down, so we're actually going to hear from our friends at Beaver Creek Tavern. Whether looking for the best burgers in Chester County, a place to host your private event, or a relaxing place to enjoy daily food and drink specials, Beaver Creek Tavern has you covered. Serving classic American fare with gluten-free and vegetarian options available. To get the party started, go to 1350 Bondsville Road in Downeytown or call 484-593-0481. We'll see you there. And we are back live at Rustin High School as the Coatesville Red Raiders lead 45-14. That pass is complete, and it's going to be a huge reception, and that's going to go for a touchdown. Aaron Young, 70-yard touchdown reception.
The man can do it all there. Mikey is 73 yards, and he wasn't going to be caught as soon as he caught the ball, as he had a nice step, and finally Ortega was able to hit a long connection, and Aaron Young has his 4th touchdown, I believe, of the evening.
Yeah, that was just a perfect throw. We saw Ortega struggling a little bit on some of his deep balls, thrown right to Young. Huge reception. And I do believe that's going to do it, Carl. We still have an entire 4th quarter left, but with the extra point being good, it's now 52-14 Coatesville. We'll be back after this word from Miller's Insurance.
Chester County's most trusted insurance agency. Whether it's for your automobile or your home, a life insurance policy, or coverage for your business. Since 1975, Miller's Insurance Agency has been protecting homes, property, people, and businesses throughout Chester County. Miller's guides you every step of the way, providing the best options, getting you the right policy that works best for you. Contact us today for a no-cost consultation. Miller's Insurance Agency. We're here today for your tomorrows. Visit online at miainc.com.
And we are back here at Rustin High School as the Red Raiders have just added to their lead as Aaron Young does it again. If you try and stop Young, then Bryant's going to get you. If you stop Bryant, you're going to have to worry about Ortega. If you stop him, well, you're very talented if you stop those 3, but then you still have Dymere Miller, Shamor Hall, just so many options, Frankie Sherman.
Yeah, the problem is, Mikey, is those 3 guys are really considered in high school football. They're superstars, and they are going to get their scores.
Did his knee touch there, Carl? It did. So it's going to be marked down because his knee touched the ground. High school and college, your knee touches the ground, you are down. Unfortunate.
It's been a game of halves here, Mikey. Is in the first and the third quarters, Coatesville has outscored them 49-0 in those 2 quarters. It was 14-3 Rustin in the second quarter where Coatesville just did not play well. But a very strong third quarter by Coatesville as Coach Ortega, I'm sure, read them the riot act, and they've been more like this Coatesville team that we're used to seeing.
Spinning out of the tackle was Madonna.
Madonna with a strong run there, but Mikey, they got a long way to go here. They got 90 yards to negotiate. With only 23 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Pledgey under center. Hands it off to Madonna again. That's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And Carl, you are right. It was a tale of quarters. The odd quarters have gone to Coatesville as the Red Raiders lead 52-14 over the home Rustin Golden Knights. We'll be back with fourth quarter action after this word from Washington Hose Company number 1.
The Washington Hose Company is located at 376 East Lincoln Highway, serving the city of Coatesville and the surrounding communities for almost 150 years. Our dedicated EMS staff of volunteer and career are proud to provide EMS services 24/7, 365 days a year. WHC offers first aid, CPR, AD, babysitting, and several other training for first aid and certification classes. To take a class or volunteer, please contact us at 610-384-6464. Be safe.
We are back as Rustin has a 3rd and 2. I do believe at this point, Carl, this game is out of their reach, but see if they can show that fight they showed in the second quarter and also just try and work on some things for upcoming games.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do, Mikey, is just play it as it scores 0-0 and just work your plays. Try to get better. They know they're playing a juggernaut of a team. When Coatesville's on its game, Rustin really doesn't have any answers for them.
I don't know if anybody has answers for them
We'll find
when
out
they're on their game.
We'll find out next week, Mikey.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game. Man in motion, and I do believe it was a Golden Knight jumping. Oh, and it's actually going to be on Coatesville. Gives them a first down, and it's another Coatesville penalty, Carl.
Yes, that's going to be one of our questions to Coach Ortega tonight, talking about these penalties, because, you know, you can always talk about everything positive. They have so many great players, but in key big games, these penalties are going to hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, you can always ask them the question every week of, hey, just talk to us about, what do you have to say about your high-powered offense? But then it's, hey, that high-powered offense and that fast defense, why haven't they cleaned up those penalties? I'd also be curious to hear his thoughts about the next game. Usually, you want to celebrate the win when you get it, but with as big a game as it is, that's going to be the best Downingtown West team Coatesville has seen in years. But it's, I think, a better, minus the penalties, a better Coatesville team than they had last season. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 20. Pledgey drops back, completes the screen pass to Covert. He's going to get a Golden Knight first down. Well-executed screen pass there, Carl.
Excellent play. Yeah, the passing game has actually worked for them tonight, just haven't done enough of it.
They have to be over their average passing yards per game. Which, granted, that was only 77 passing yards a game. Pledgey throws it deep, and that is incomplete. It was almost intercepted, and then almost a phenomenal grab by Vaniskovich.
Some athleticism there on both sides, and the ball was actually well thrown. Vaniskovich almost made a great catch there, Mikey.
And we are in the mercy rule, Carl, as the one sideline official was motioning up to the timekeeper. Hey, keep that clock going. Second and 10. Ball on the 33. Pledgey drops back. He's got time. Hit as he throws. It's going to be thrown out of bounds. Vaniskovich, the intended target again. Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. That's right, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. And the Chesmont Game of the Week is produced by 3CTVLive.com. That's right, there's an event going on in Chester County. 3CTV Live will take you there. 3CTV Live, the mothership company owning and operating Chesmont football and Chesco athletics. Pass is complete to Vanoskovich. Carl, I really like what I have seen from him. We are back here in 2 weeks to see Unionville. He's going to be a handful for Unionville to cover if they're throwing the ball. That's the thing. It did take them a while to try and get things going in the passing game tonight. But as you said, it's been very successful.
Yeah, it's something to work on and continue to get better at. Is that against Unionville, that's going to come in handy.
Pistol formation. But drops back. It's the screen pass again. Great job avoiding tackles. Oh, finally tripped up was Madonna. That time it was almost snuffed out by the Red Raiders. But still, nice job getting positive yardage.
Yeah, they did snuff that out, Mikey, but it was excellent running by Madonna to avoid the probably a no gain and get 3 yards.
Second and 7, ball on the 49 of Coatesville. Pileggi in shotgun formation. Rolls out. Throws it out of bounds. It's another dangerous throw, Carlos. His receiver was covered. So it going out of bounds was probably for the better.
I think Pileggi's becoming a little bit more comfortable, back there throwing the ball, which is a good sign.
Okay, we are in the mercy rule. The clock will keep running, even though there was an incomplete pass. Coming up post-game, we're going to have Alan Foster with the Victoria's coach, Coach Ortega. Someone we've all had a lot of conversations with over the years, Carl, because his team just keeps on winning. Tonight will be his 96th victory. Pileggi tries to take it himself. He's going to be stopped well short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Golden Knights. Want to thank our friends at Pizza Peddler at 202 and 926 for supplying pizza for the ChesmontFootball.com crew tonight. Enjoyed some of their fine pizza at halftime. Want to thank them. Check them out. Pizza Peddler, intersection of 202 and 926. 4th and 5, ball on the 47. Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. It's Coatesville 52, Rustin 14. And in motion, it's going to be offsides on Coatesville. I mean, that wasn't even close. I think he was just trying to time the play as he was the only man who moved, and he was about 4 yards in the backfield. Another Coatesville penalty, Carl. I don't know if this is the worst I think I've seen it for them. I mean, they have a massive lead. You can't get too upset with your team if they have 52 points. But it's got to be concerning.
Yeah, it's got to be, and it's really on both sides of the ball. I think maybe more defensively than offensively.
First and 10. Pileggi's pass is complete, making the diving grab. There he goes again, Vanoskovich. Carl, the last game that I did, we had Henderson and Downingtown West, and it was a Henderson team that was they got blown out in that game, but we gave their fans and just their program a co-MVP. Well, tonight I kind of also want to give I don't know if it's MVP level, but I just want to give a shout out to Vanoskovich. He's made 2 great throws tonight, and he's made several grabs, some of them very difficult.
Certainly showing his athleticism.
They're going after him again, but that pass has no chances. It's thrown too far down the field and out of bounds.
Again, the speed of Coatesville there negating any chance for Vanoskovich to get open downfield.
Folks, be sure to like 3C TV Live on Facebook. Follow 3C TV Live on Instagram. And follow us on Twitter at Chesmont FB. As that's Madonna taking it to the outside. He's got a first down. He's still going. Knocked out of bounds right around the 20.
They're in the 3-minute mark here, Mikey, and nice drive here by Rustin as they try to get their third touchdown of the evening.
That is Hurley on the run. He takes it inside the 5, keeping his legs going. Going to be taken down finally at the 3-yard line. First and goal, ball on the 3-yard line. It's not going to be enough to win them this game, but I think these Golden Knight fans deserve to see another score. They've been supporting their team hard all night. And lowering his head, taking it down. Is it going to be enough for a touchdown? Are they going to rule him down at the 1? It's Michael Covert.
It's about as close as you can get.
Yeah, just like Pileggi's touchdown run.
Could this be another sneak by Pileggi for his second touchdown?
And Pileggi looking for his fullback again. It is almost intercepted, and it is.
And
but there is a flag, Carl. Little too delayed on throw in that one.
Ill-conceived play there, Mikey, from the beginning. From that yardage, they should have ran the ball. Let's see if they get saved by Coatesville again.
Well, Carl, they had a big play in the first quarter that they re-ran in the second. One of their big plays of the second quarter was the touchdown pass to the fullback. It is
but that was at 10 yards out. But
it is another penalty on Coatesville, calling back the touchdown.
An interception.
Excuse me, the interception. Forgive me.
Yes.
The interception, giving Rustin another chance at a touchdown.
Yeah, let's see if they just do it right and do the sneak or the.
Is it possible to get closer than they were?
Yeah, that's interesting. Half the distance to half the distance to the foot line.
Handoff goes to Covert, and he is going to go in for the score. Michael Covert gets the third touchdown of the night for Rustin.
Again, penalties leading to that touchdown, as they would have had an interception. And it just goes to say that what we've been talking about all night, the penalties could kill Coatesville against a really good team.
The extra point is up, and it is good. 52-21 is your score. We'll be back with the remainder of the fourth quarter after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
And we are back here at Rustin High School as we have what is probably going to be the final drive of the game. Rustin has gotten their third touchdown of the night, but they trail 52-21. There was some, as you said, it was an ill-conceived pass that was intercepted, but it was called back. So Coatesville does have some things to work on, despite the fact that they have gotten another blowout victory. It's a line drive kick picked up by Stewart. He wants to get on the scoring. He takes it into Rustin territory.
Just shows you all the all-around athletic ability of this Coatesville team.
So we try to find some finals for you.
Coatesville takes over first and 10 at the Rustin 42.
.116 to go. First and 10, ball on the 42. No need to do anything here, but just run this clock out. Downingtown West defeated Avongrove 35-7. Downingtown East leads 60-27 over Westchester East. So we have unsportsmanlike conduct against Coatesville. Yet another penalty, Carl. This is just out of hand.
First and 25.
It was 15-yarder, too.
At the Coatesville 44.
Definitely an area of concern for Coatesville. Want to thank all our sponsors tonight, Carl. Sunoco Pipeline, SWI, Service Wholesale Incorporated, James J. Terry Funeral Home, Kim Moralia, Real Estate with Kim Passion. That's a run up the middle for the Red Raiders. Demetrius McLean Jackson. Also want to thank Chester County Transmissions. Want to remind you that Chesco Athletics is coming soon. Want to thank Beaver Creek Tavern, Miller's Insurance, and Washington Hose Company #1. And just another reminder, all these games are archived on ChesmontFootball.com. Another handoff to McLean Jackson as the backups are in for Coatesville. Oxford leading Sun Valley. But if you've paid attention to Sun Valley this year, they're not out of any game.
That would be the last play of the game. The final score.
And that is going to do it as the clock has just reached triple zeros. Coatesville remains undefeated, going to 6-0 on the season. That is now 3 6-0 teams in the Chesmont National Division. Rustin, they're going to fall to 3-2 on the year. Carl, sloppy at points, but still very impressive offensively for Coatesville.
Yes, it was, Mikey. As Aaron Young put on a display. Ricky Ortega, of course, always does also, and Dupree Bryant and Demir Miller, Shamar Hall, all had good games offensively. As they're just going to overpower you unless you have some power to bring back. Look forward to seeing Rustin against Unionville. That should be a very, very competitive game.
That's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next week, the undefeated Downingtown West Whippets travel to Coatesville to take on the undefeated Coatesville Red Raiders, two teams that we know very well, two high-powered offenses. Carl, before we have the post-game interview, why don't you give us the recap of the second half scoring from tonight's game?
Okay. Started early again in the third quarter as Coatesville got a big stop on a drive by Rustin and got the ball back and had a 60-yard drive that was the big play was a 39-yard run by Aaron Young to put him up 38-14. Then Coatesville again stopping Rustin, and this time a 54-yard drive with a Ricky Ortega 23-yard draw, quarterback draw. He was effective with that all night and put him up 45-14. And then Aaron Young gets wide open on a bomb, and Ortega this time delivers a perfect pass. And, of course, even though the defenders were close to Aaron Young, he got separation and was able to break in for a 73-yard touchdown pass to close out his night. Gave him a 52-14 lead. And then with the mercy roll, a nice drive by Unionville that was culminated by a 1-yard run by Michael Covart to close out the scoring at 52-21. Another big offensive performance by the Coatesville Red Raiders.
Come to work on Monday. It's going to break this.
Go get him.
And you heard a little bit of the end of the speech with Coach Ortega and his players. We're getting ready to momentarily send it down to Alan Foster with Coach Ortega. And Carl, this is a Coatesville team that over the last couple years has just gotten better and better. They just have a great talent pool. They lose in Avery Young. They get a Dymere Miller. Dupree Bryant still young. A lot of talent. We're going to send it down to Alan Foster. Take it away, Alan.
Go. This is Alan Foster, 3CTVLive.com. I'm with Coach Ortega. Coach, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
What can you tell me about this young man that you have, Aaron Young?
Oh, man, he's a special player, man. It's just,
last week
he's he's worked his whole life, to be in a position like this, to be a leader of a team that's, got some great things ahead of him. So, he's just a great kid, does everything the right way, and it showed tonight.
Well, Coach, he got some penalties tonight.
Yeah.
How are you going to clean that up with these next games coming up?
Well, we have some penalties. I mean, we have them here and there. Some games we play a little more disciplined. Some games we don't. But we just got to come out and just focus on getting better every week, and that's going to be the focus next week.
All right, Coach, listen to me. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, congratulations
Thanks.
again.
Thank you.
This is Alan Foster, 3CTVLive.com. Let's take it back to the booth. Mikey and Carl.
Mikey Dunn, joined by Carl Rudman, as we're going to bring you next week the Downingtown West Coatesville matchup for all of us here at ChesmontFootball.com. We want to thank you for tuning in again. Remind you this game and all our games are archived on ChesmontFootball.com. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.